Welcome. We're here with Alex Serafini, the co-founder and COO of Retina Technologies. Alex, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys on. We're excited to learn more about the company. So tell us a little bit about Retina Technologies. What's the company all about?
Sure. Retina Technologies, or as we like to call it, RetTech, is a startup that's affiliated with the Mount Sinai Health System, and our main product is called OcuVue. OcuVue is a machine learning enabled vision screening platform that basically consists of a headset that has interchangeable modules, and each module has its own unique form of vision testing. Some are like functional tests. You'd see the letters on the wall at an optometrist, for example. Another is retinal imaging. And our mission is to allow anyone anywhere to get accurate and comprehensive vision testing with early detection.
Terrific. Okay, and then tell us what inspired RedTech. Where did the beginning start here?
Yeah, so our company was actually formed by a group of medical students at Mount Sinai, including myself, and we regularly volunteer at clinics for underserved populations in Harlem. What we continued to encounter was patients that would come in for chronic disease management that actually had undiagnosed vision loss. So as we started digging more into the situation, we found alarming statistics, like 25% of counties in the US don't have a vision specialist in the form of an optometrist or ophthalmologist. Vision loss in this country alone can cause a $28 billion economic burden every year. And we have hundreds of thousands of people in the US again that are diagnosed with severe vision loss each year. The good thing is that we actually do know that 80% of this vision loss is preventable with early detection and intervention. So that really motivated us to create a quantitative vision testing platform that can catch really early signs of vision diseases, again, anytime, anywhere, and especially in remote and underserved locations.
Fantastic. And then looking at the space as a whole, what differentiates RedTech from other device companies or people in your sector?
Yeah, great question. So the three prongs that we think of are quality, comprehensiveness, and the experience of our team. So in terms of quality, we have several components of our platform, such as virtual reality examinations, that don't actually need a formal FDA review, but require an FDA registration. What happened is most of our competitors rushed to market without actually validating clinical performance of their exams. But what we're doing instead is we've teamed up with New York Eye and Ear Infirmary of Mount Sinai, which is one of the top ophthalmic institutions in the country. And we validated that every single one of our vision screening virtual reality tests is just as accurate as what you'd normally get administered by an ophthalmologist or an optometrist. We're going to be using the same rigor, clinical rigor, for our retinal camera and artificial intelligence machine learning algorithms that are in development. From a comprehensive perspective, most other companies in the vision screening sector are developing and focusing on what we consider point solutions. So what I mean by point solution is a separate device for every single test that's given, whereas what we've been designing from the very beginning is an end-to-end solution. So essentially, we could create limitless modules, each delivering a specific test that can attach to our core head harness. And what this allows for is more powerful data integration and analysis than anything that's on the market. And the last thing is that our team is composed of high-tech and healthcare tech veterans, along with an incredibly strong group of technical advisors, including the president of New York Eye and Ear Infirmary. And we also have a lot of engineering design partners. So we think all of these factors together mean that we can really reduce the risks associated with development and increase our successes in commercialization.
Amazing. Okay, looking at the last year of progress and everything you guys have done, what has RedTech accomplished over the last year? Give us some of the developments here.
Yeah, we've made great progress over the last year. So from a technical perspective, we have a functioning engineering prototype of our VR module, which has done well in clinical trials. And we've also developed a machine learning algorithm for detecting diabetic retinopathy, which is an increasing concern in the US and around the world. We've started prototyping a hyper compact retinal camera, which is going to be using some pretty cool novel imaging strategies, and that'll go into our retinal imaging module. On the clinical trial front, again, our team completed recently 2 non-inferiority clinical trials, which basically showed that our 6 virtual reality vision tests that cover most of vision loss perform very well. We've also made substantial progress on something that I'm personally very fond of, which is our community clinical trial. And that's among the first to show minimal language barriers when we administer virtual reality tests to diverse underserved populations that don't actually speak English as their frontline language. And this keeps us in line with our core mission, which is to make sure this works globally in any environment. Lastly, from a business perspective, we formalized our relationship with New York Eye and Ear last November, and that includes both an investment and a strategic and clinical collaboration. We filed 2 non-provisional utility patents with the Mount Sinai Health System, and we launched our seed investment round on Start Engine after going through the new chip accelerator.
Perfect. Okay, taking a look at the future then, what's in the works for RedTech over the next year? What kind of development should we be looking for?
Yeah, over the next year, we'll be refining our Retina camera prototype so that it's usable in clinic, and we'll be running a performance clinical trial at Mount Sinai. We also recently received approval to utilize a data set that has tens of thousands of standardized retinal images and the accompanying anonymized patient data from Mount Sinai, which will be incredibly essential for our work in the machine learning field. And we will begin the FDA registration process for our virtual reality tests. From a business side, the company will be piloting virtual reality tests in several private clinics during this period over the next year. And from a personnel perspective, we're on the hunt for software and optical engineers as well as a chief medical officer.
Terrific. It sounds like a lot on the horizon for sure. For investors that aren't familiar with the vision field, is there an analogous concept in a different field that you could draw a parallel to that might be a little bit more easy to grasp?
Yeah, so for some background, when we started looking into this problem, we realized that there were too many standalone vision products, that when you combine them into like one faculty practice, for example, they're very expensive, can't integrate well together, and a lot of times needed extensive training, and that in itself is very expensive. So when we were designing OcuVue, we wanted both the patient and healthcare provider to have the same great experience across all vision screening exams, and we wanted them to be fast and efficient. So when we try to draw an analogy, the best way to describe what we do that might be familiar to everyone is like a smartphone and its apps. So if you think of your phone as the platform and each of the apps are easily downloaded modules that are designed to perform specific tasks, we can look at our intelligent headset as a smartphone, and depending on whatever test, or for example, if you want to run retinal imaging, a physician can just pick and choose a test from the OcuVue suite of vision screening exams and run it quickly and efficiently and then save the data. What's really cool about the way we've designed the platform is we can easily add new tests to the platform, and we can also update existing tests, all of which can be easily downloadable.
Amazing. Okay, and finally, Alex, tell us a little bit about the Start Engine campaign you're currently running. It sounds like an amazing opportunity. What are some of the details there?
Yeah, we're very excited about it. We have had wonderful support from private investor groups during our pre-seed round, such as a Harvard Business Alumni Angels. But what we soon realized was that several vision screening technologies, along with some spin-off companies from Mount Sinai, have had tremendous success with crowdfunding. So honestly, we view it as a situation where people are investing in disruptive technologies that can one day solve problems in their own neck of the woods. So essentially, it's bringing accessibility to quality healthcare to the global community and eventually into the investors' own hands. We strongly agree with this vision, and we see the crowd as a solid funding source for our current round. We do invite everyone listening to go to Start Engine and see a ton of content, especially a video that we have where we have a guest appearance from Dr. Jim Tsai, the president of New York Eye and Ear. We're very excited about the opportunities for growth ahead of us, and we hope to have as many people as possible join our team and mission while we're still at a really early stage.
Absolutely, and it sounds like the right time to do it. Alex Serafini, co-founder and COO of Retina Technologies. Very excited to see where you go from here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.